Hello, welcome to another episode of Moldy Apple. Today we're gonna have a mukbang, and my weapon of choice today would be the spicy Khmer papaya salad with vegetable and some chicken wings, and of course sticky rice. Perfect combination. And I have a secret weapon. The secret weapon is, on a hot Cambodian afternoon, what you want is a big cup of sugar cane. Today is gonna be crazy. Okay, let's start with the sugar cane. I'm actually really thirsty. My cameraman has been setting up the camera. It took her 30 minutes to set up the camera. I'm hungry, sitting in front of this delicious food. I'm just like staring her down. Are you ready? Okay. Sugarcane, it's really sweet, and there's a hint, just a little bit of lime, because I think they put some lemon in it, or lime, I don't know which one, but there's just a hint of sourness. The sweetness is just hit the spot. My secret weapons. Okay, let's dig in. This is a Khmer papaya salad. It's a little bit stinky with the salty crab, and so it's a little stinky, but I love stinky food. Okay, let's just stop the talking and start eating. Okay. So good. Wow, it's chili. Chili. Sticky water. I just needed to dip into the water here because I want it a little bit juicy. So spicy. It's red. You can see the color, right? This. So spicy. Barbecue chicken wings. Dip into the sauce. Sticky rice. Of course, you dip into the sauce too.
Sao mà hộp tròn bê nữa. Chicken's good. It's just the right combo, you know. Sticky rice, chicken, barbecue chicken, papaya salad. So good. It's missing tomato. Missing tomato. Oh. Okay. So there's these little tiny crab, salted crab, and there's like mình khô bị nóng. It's like the crab fat inside. This is the delicious part of the crab. Oh, alright. Just a little bit, a tiny speck of rice for a tiny crab fat. There you go. It's cute. Here's another one. You know I'm obsessed with crab. Crab, 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 crab. Crab, crab. Careful not to eat like the entire thing. Just suck on the fat. Việc tha nhắm á, mình ta trắng thọt á. Rồi. Không bằng nhắm blại trơn á, đã blại trơn. Nè, châu chật nhắm mình ta châu chật thọt. Okay, nhắm chân. Nhắm chân. Ngon nha.
Oh, last one. Oh, I'm gonna faint. So spicy, guys. Big old chili pepper. This is salted crab. Okay, almost done, okay? I just love these peanut butter. Sorry, peanuts. Put peanuts in it too. And I love peanuts. Guys, is my face turning red? Because I can feel it. No blood rushing through. It's just so spicy. What else do you want to see me eat? Make suggestion, okay? Leave a comment down below. Make a suggestion. And I'll eat what you guys want to see me eat. Like, what do you want to see me eat, really? Like, I don't know. Shark? I don't know. That's like an environmental thing. Should we be eating shark? I doubt. I can have debate about that. I don't think we should be eating shark. But if you guys request it, I'll eat it. But seriously, guys, what do you want to see me eat? Just leave a comment down below, okay? And I'll think about it. Nothing weird though, okay? It has to be legal. Legal food. I'm done, guys. Let's start with our story today. Okay. The quiet of a provincial morning is a specific kind of silence. It's not empty. It's filled with the hum of cicadas, the distant scents of lavender, the soft, warm light that has inspired painters for centuries. It's the kind of quiet that feels safe. For Giselle Pellicott, this was the backdrop to her small life in the small village of Mazan. She was a grandmother. She woke up at dawn. She knew the baker by name. Her world was orderly, predictable, wrapped in the comfort rhythm of small town life. And for nearly a decade, that same quiet was the perfect blanket to smother her screams. Screams she never even got to utter. Because Giselle horror didn't happen in a dark alley. It didn't come from a shadowy stranger. It was served to her at her own kitchen table by the man who had promised to love her for a lifetime. Her husband, Dominique, a retired electrician, a man who fixed wires and chatted with neighbors, was quietly, methodically unspooling her mind. Starting in 2011, he began a campaign of psychological and chemical torture so bizarre, so insidious, that it sounds like a plot of a psychological thriller. But this was real life. He was crushing sedatives, benzodiazepines like lorazepam, into her food and her drink. He was turning her into a ghost in her own body. Imagine waking up not just tired, but profoundly disorientated. Your body feels like lead. Your thoughts are syrup. You have lost entire chunks of time.
18 hours of sleep, and you wake up more exhausted than when you lay down. You find bleach stains on your clothes that you can't explain. Your hair is mysteriously shorter. You develop recurrent infections that have no origin. You start to think the unthinkable. Is it early onset of Alzheimer's? A brain tumor? A catastrophic neurological breakdown? Giselle went to doctors. She underwent test after test, always accompanied by her devoted, concerned husband, who blamed it all on the exhaustion from looking after the grandchildren. No one ever thought to look for the truth, that her own husband was systematically drugging her into a stupor so he could offer her unconscious body to strangers. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a cold transactional enterprise. While Giselle was lost in a chemical haze, Dominique was online, trolling forums and chat rooms on a site called Coco, in a section literally named Agent Insu, translated into English without her knowledge. He was inviting men, dozens of them, to his home. The invitation was chilling in its simplicity. Come to my house. My wife is available. She isn't asleep, but she won't mind. He wasn't a threatening monster in these chats. He was a facilitator, a curator. He gave them meticulous instructions. Don't wear cologne or smoke. She might smell it after. No brisk gestures. He claimed he hated brutality, and he always had his camera rolling. He documented everything. He stored these videos of violation in a folder on his computer. He named it. He literally labeled his crime. The folders was called abuses. For years, this was Giselle's reality. A silent, invincible war waged on her body and her consciousness. She was living in a real-life version of that nightmare where you're trying to run but your leg won't move. Except she was awake, or at least her body was. She was the star of her own horror movie, and she didn't even know the camera was rolling. The police would later count at least 92 separate rapes committed by 72 different men, all captured on video. A catalog of atrocity compiled one quiet afternoon at a time in a picturesque French village. And it might have all stayed hidden in that folder forever if Dominique hadn't gotten sloppy. In September 2020, he wasn't arrested for the monumental horror he was perpetrating in his own home. He was arrested for something he probably considered small time, almost hobby. He was caught by a security guard filming a woman's skirt in a supermarket. A violation, yes, but in the shadow of what he was doing to his wife, it seemed almost trivial. But it was the crack. A psychiatrist, Dr. Lauren Lyot, interviewed him and sensed a chilly dissonance in his casual demeanor, a hint of something much darker lurking beneath the surface. He urged police to dig deeper. When they seized his electronics, they found a library of depravity, 20,000 illicit images and videos, not just of the assault on Giselle, but also in a betrayal that fractures the soul, images of their own daughter, Caroline, sleeping, photos she never knew were taken. And even after his first arrest, Dominique's addiction was so powerful, he invited one last man, Lamatord, the biker, to rape his wife one final time in October 2020. The world that Giselle knew, the one she thought was just slipping away due to some mysterious illness, shattered completely. The facade of her marriage, of her life, exploded. Her husband was a monster, and he invited a small army of monsters into their home. Police would spend 2 years identifying 50 of them. This is the point in so many stories when the victim retreats. They take the anonymity offered by the courts. They try to piece their life together in the shadows, away from the glaring, judgmental eyes of the public. But Giselle Pillicott made a different choice. She stood up in the wreckage of her life and decided that shame had to change sides. She refused anonymity. She said her name out loud. She showed her face. She brought her body, the very body that had been a crime scene without a memory, into the courtroom in Avignon in September 2024, and she let France and the world look at it. She understood that secrecy is the accomplice of abuse. Silence is the language of the oppressor, and she was done being silent. The trial wasn't just one man in the dock, it was 51. Dominique and 50 of the men he had invited into his home. And this is where the story curdles from a singular nightmares into a societal mirror. These 50 men were not obvious monsters. They were a mosaic of ordinary French life. A firefighter who sometimes wore his uniform to the assault, a journalist, a nurse, a soldier, a shopkeeper, a lorry driver, a town councilor. They were, as the media quickly dubbed them, Mr. Everyman. They were the men you pass in the street, the one who served you coffee, who fixed your car, who helped your grandmother. And one by one, they had to answer for what they did. Their defenses were a masterclass in moral evasion. Some claim trauma and addiction themselves. A 74-year-old truck driver said he didn't know it was rape because he thought rape was something violent. A 26-year-old soldier, the youngest defendant, said that he simply didn't know what consent was and only learned it in prison. Others minimize it, calling it a sexual game. They thought everyone was in on it. The most chilling defense of all, that they thought the husband's permission was enough, that a man could grant access to his wife's unconscious body like she was a car or piece of property. One man, upon being shown a video of himself assaulting her inert form, told Giselle in court, "It's not me you should be angry with, it's your husband." This is the ancient, rotten heart of misogyny, laid bare in a modern courtroom. And the system itself tried to break her. Lawyers for the defendant subject her to the ultimate humiliation, showing the very video of her assaults, the one Dominique had filmed, in open court, framing them as evidence of consensual play. They asked her if she was an exhibitionist. They trotted out every tired, vicious myth that rape can't happen within a marriage, that she didn't look like a victim. But outside the courtroom, something powerful was happening. Giselle's courage had lit a fuse. Feminist groups called the Amazons of Avignon covered walls with murals of her face, her iconic sunglasses hiding the pain but proclaiming her identity. Graffiti slogans echo her words, so that shame changes sides. Crowds cheered for her every day she arrived at the courthouse. Her image became a symbol of a fierce new refusal to be shamed. The National Hotline for Sexual Violence reported a surge in calls from women who, now hearing her story, believed they too had been drugged and assaulted. Giselle wasn't just testifying herself, she was testifying for every woman who had woken up feeling wrong and been told she was crazy. She spoke with a calm, devastating intensity. She said she wanted other women waking up with that familiar, terrifying nothingness to know they were not alone. And she issued a direct challenge to France itself, a country whose legal definition of rape is still trapped in the past. French law defines rape not by a clear, unequivocal lack of consent, but by the presence of violence, constraint, threat, or surprise. Giselle demanded the law catch up to basic humanity. She fought for a simple, profound legal principle: an unconscious body cannot consent. A sleeping woman is not saying yes. On December 19, 2024, the verdicts came down like thunder. Dominique received the maximum sentence, 20 years in prison. All 50 of the co-defendants were convicted. Their sentence ranged from 3 years for sexual assault to 15 years for aggravated rape, a spectrum that many activists decry as too lenient for some, but which altogether created a towering condemnation. It was a landmark movement. It was justice of a kind. But as these stories so often go, the cause was complex and heartbreaking. The trial revealed another layer of Dominique's depravity. He had a disciple, a man named Jean-Pierre Marechal, whom he taught to drug and rape his own wife, and the family fractures were deep and painful. Giselle's daughter, Caroline, who had been horrified to discover hidden camera images of herself sleeping on her father's computer, revealed after the trial that she no longer spoke to her mother. She published a searing memoir titled J'arrête de t'appeler papa, in English translated to And I Stopped Calling You Dad, accusing Giselle of not believing her when she said she too suspected she had been abused by Dominique. It was a devastating reminder that trauma ripples outward, breaking bonds in unpredictable patterns, and that even heroes are human, flawed, and hurting. Giselle Pillicot's story didn't end with the verdict. She was named one of the BBC's 100 Women of 2024. Her case has forced France to seriously reconsider its consent laws, and the threat of Dominique Darkness may stretch even further than anyone knew. He has been since charged in connection with the old cold case murder of a real estate agent and the attempted rape of another from decades earlier. Giselle didn't want to be a hero. She just wanted the echoes in her empty nights to stop. But in refusing to be quiet, she became a Castellus. Her story is a forensic examination of the mundane face of evil. It proves that the monster isn't always the one hiding under the bed. Sometimes he's the one who made the bed. Sometimes he's the one who brings you breakfast in it. And her legacy is a stunning, powerful proof that even from the deepest darkness, a single voice can become a chorus demanding that shame change sides forever.